Yeah, I get your word you're saying.
Yeah, I'll give you a call back later. I'm sorry, you caught me at a bad time.
Alright,
Love you, bud.
My brother wasn't too happy with me after he found out that I took his GoPro before I left for school. But I didn't have any top on, no doors. It's hard to hear for a phone call. The Bluegrass State is home to 85,000 farms, covering 14 million acres of farmland, which is over half the state. 2.4 million acres of hay is grown on Kentucky farmlands. Corn's planted on 1.5 million acres. Soybeans are grown on 1.3 million acres. And tobacco is Kentucky's biggest agricultural export, but it only uses 90,000 acres. Of those, 1.1 million acres in Kentucky farmlands are used for horse farms. Top 5 of Queen counties are Fayette, Bourbon, Woodford, Jefferson, and Scott, all border Lexington, the horse capital of the world. Kentucky ranks number 1 in horse sales and thoroughbred horse breeding. Kentucky is home to 250,000 horses. Areas of traditional horse keeping that pose environmental impacts are manure management, impacting soil. The soil type is important as it determines the ability of water to percolate. High dry ground with a slope of 2 to 6% for drainage is ideal, and horses graze for 18 hours a day. Overgrazing occurs when plants are so heavily grazed that the root system dies back and plants eventually become less productive or die. Year-round grazing is possible with enough acres, and in Kentucky, we have plenty of that.
They're nibblers. They're not lickers or chewers. They're nibblers. So what that means is they will pick all of the healthiest grass out of that field. And once that's gone, then they go to the secondary grasses and fescues. And then what they will do is they will burn that field out. So the healthier grasses that actually, when they go into hibernation for the season, what in turn happens is they go ahead and return a lot of those nutrients from those grasses going dormant. So what happens is when you have a horse come out there and you have them out year round, you can do that, but you have to have other fields to rotate because those fields have to regenerate themselves.
The average size farm in Kentucky is 164 acres. Keeping land as pasture reduces environmental impact by protecting the soil from erosion, increasing the soil's absorption of rainfall. Keeping land vegetated as grass pasture can contribute to reversing global warming as the grasses and other plants use carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and transfers carbon to soil. The ideal carbon to nitrogen ratio is 30:1 for optimal composting. Active composting is manually turning the compost materials by hand with a shovel or with a tractor to increase aeration and speed up decomposition. There are many benefits composting manure. It reduces the volume of manure as well as reducing the risk of invasive plant seed survival and killing parasite eggs. Composted manure, when applied as fertilizer and soil conditioner, provides macro and micronutrients. Compost stabilizes loose soil to help resist erosion, lightens heavier soil by allowing. The average 1,000-pound horse grazes about 18 hours a day, will produce 50 pounds of output of shit a day. 50 pounds.
We do rotate them. So on the last field that the horses were on is we typically use the fresh manure there. And what we will do is let it leach in one area for about a month, and then we'll go ahead and take that manure, we will spread it throughout the field. So once you have 3 other fields, once that manure has broken itself down and the nitrogen has returned itself to the point in the manure where it can go and leach back into the grasses, you not only fertilize, but you also balance the pH in the field naturally. It's a whole ecosystem all the time. Everybody poops. What are you going to do? So you go ahead and use it correctly. You know how to manage it.
Conventional agriculture methods include tilling, fertilizing, seeding, irrigation, application of pesticides and herbicides, harvesting, and transportation. Tilling disturbs topsoil, leaving it vulnerable to erosion. Harvesting of hay requires large equipment and hence consumes fuel and compacts soil and can only be avoided by grazing horses year-round on pasture.
But so these farms are often expanses of grassland, and they don't radically impact our environment in a negative way.
Killed it.